Let's work through the Digital Images Bootcamp where we create our art ID card. And so what you're going to want to do first is click on this template worksheet button in Canvas, and that's going to prompt you to make a copy of a worksheet that I have made available for you. Once that is copied over, let's go ahead and take a look and see what you need to do. And so it's asking you to use the Google Slides template to make your own ID card. You're going to use a selfie you take in class, but you don't want to change the size of this rectangle. The rectangle is 3 inches by 5 inches, and we want it to stay that way. Your entire contents need to fit inside the rectangle. Nothing should go beyond the edges of the rectangle. Your art ID card should contain the following information: your art ID number, your first and last name, your class name, the selfie of you with the background and body removed, and a body on which your head will sit. And then lastly, it needs to have at least 5 items that represent you. But each item that you put on the card needs to have the background removed. So let's go ahead and start with our selfie. So let's start our webcam. And I'm at home, so I'm not at school doing this. So the lighting is really bad. Hopefully you have better lighting at school, but let's go ahead and grab a selfie real quick. Okay, got that. And then I want to pull it up, and it's not the best selfie in the world, but you know what? We can use it. So I'm going to save it, save as, and then this is where I want to go to my Google Drive, and I'm going to put it in the folder that I made for this class. And so I'm going to be putting it into my 7th grade folder just because that's where I'm going to go looking for it. But I do the same boot camp with multiple grades. So let's go ahead and close out of that. And then let's go ahead and close out of our camera and then get back to over here. If we click on our link right here, it's going to take us to the website right here, to remove.bg. Once I am on remove.bg, if it'll load, okay, we're going to go ahead and upload the selfie that we just took. So we're going to navigate to the folder where we put our image, and I put mine in my 7th grade folder. There it is. I'm go ahead and hit open, and it's going to do its thing, and it's going to take off the background. Okay, so I'm left with my face, neck, and shoulders. But for the art ID card, the only thing we need is it's kind of like a floating head, our floating head and hair. So we're going to go ahead and hit edit, and then we're going to click over here for erase. Once I have erase selected, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit to make this easier to work with. And I can change the brush size to help me get into some of the areas that might be a little bit more difficult to get with a bigger brush. And actually, I think I can get even smaller in here. Okay. And of course, this does not need to be perfect for all purposes. It is just a boot camp just to get used to this technology. And so you don't need to spend a ton of time on it because, again, it's only a boot camp, and our image is only going to end up being, a few inches in size. And yes, working with a little trackpad on your Chromebook is not always the easiest, but give it your best shot here. Take away the rest rest of this stuff. It's just a floating head. All right, make sure there's nothing else on there. Okay, so that's good to go. And we're gonna hit download. Make sure you hit download again and not share image. All right, and then again, we want to put it in the folder where we can find it. And I'm going to put mine in my 7th grade folder. And I'm just going to rename this so I can find it later. Okay, so there is my image right there. Selfie with a transparent background. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I am going to come over here and open a new tab because I want to find a background that I can use. So remember, I need 5 things that represent me. And so maybe the first thing, I'll look for a ballet studio because I do volunteer work for a dance company in Carmel. So actually, let's do something even more. I wonder what I could find. Oh yes, this very much looks like, yep, this is kind of exactly what our back room looks like. I'll just grab this and let's see. So here is this. If I right click, save image as, and I'm going to put again everything in my 7th grade folder because that's where I'm just saving all of these things. Background for art ID card. Okay, there it is. Now I'm going to come back over to the art ID card assignment and I'm going to insert image and I'm going to go to my drive because it should be there. There's the background that I just put in. Insert it. Okay, so you can see it is not quite tall enough, but it is too wide. So I need to stretch it using the corners so it keeps the proportions. Do not grab the top like this and stretch it larger because um, you will mess up the proportions. And so it's the same on the side. If you do it like this, you're going to change the proportions, and we don't want to change the size relationship. So grab on the corners to resize to fit. Then, if it's still too big in one direction, we can double click. So we're going to double click, and it gives you some crop marks, and they are black. You want to grab the black crop marks and crop your picture to the size of the rectangle on the assignment and then hit enter. So now I have a background. Now remember, my card has to relay information, and if my background is too busy, you're not going to see anything in the foreground. So I want to actually change the transparency or the brightness or the contrast of this background image so the things I put on top of it can stand out more. So if I right click and go to Format Options, I can go to Adjustments and change some things around here to make that background a little less obtrusive. Okay, so if I take it down maybe something like that, then when I go ahead and put things on top of it, you'll still be able to recognize the text and all of the things that I put on top. Now I'm going to grab this element and drag it over here because, let's see, here we go. Whoops. I moved that. I didn't mean to. I want, and I have to actually make sure this is sitting in the back. If I grab my background and right click and go to order, send to back, that way everything that I put on top of it actually ends up on top of it. So I can grab my class number or my class name again. And I'm going to resize it smaller. It does not need to be this big. But when I resize it, you definitely want to change the size of this font, okay? So it fits in there. And that's a little bit too small, but sometimes the fonts you kind of have to play around with. And it might even work better if you delete the font off and then make a new text box and draw a new text box. And my class is actually Red Day, third period, so I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to bold it and make it bigger, but I just definitely want it to fit inside this circle, so kind of going to play around with that. I just wanted the font to be a little bit bigger than it was before. And I can always change the font too. That's a little bit crazy there, but you get the idea, okay? So your class name on the upper right-hand side. Then on the left-hand side, your own art ID number. And so for this one, I actually, because you know what, I want it to match on mine. So I'm going to grab this, and I actually want to put this over a little bit further, but I'm going to copy, Control C and Control V, and I'm going to put my number right over here. And let's get this over farther. Copy. So I want this to be exactly the same font. And my art ID number is actually 40A, but it's a little too big. So let's shrink it down to make it fit. All right, there we go. So I've got my art ID number and my class name. All right, now I need a body. So let's see, what kind of body could I put on here? Da, 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 da. No, 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 no. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I think I've got. Oh my goodness. No. Oh gosh. This is not what. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes, I do have two cats, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. We'll do this. Mom clip art. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty boring, but hey, it'll work. Oh, you know what? What the heck? Well, I'm not sure any of these are much better, but I kind of have an idea. Um, hmm. Some of these will work better than others. Um, you know what? I'm gonna grab this just because I can do something with it. So if I save image as, and I'm gonna put it here. Okay, and then I'm still going to go to remove.bg and grab it. It may already have a transparent background, but I want to make sure. So now it for sure does. Now I'm going to download it. Again, I'm making sure it goes in my 7th grade folder. Save it there. Although, you know what? I'm going to go back. No, no, no. I'm going to edit this. Take off her head because I got to put my head on it. Oops, I took off part of her finger. Oops. I was going a little too fast there. Let's try this again. Doesn't have to be perfect, but hey, let's give it another shot. Whoops. Oh well. It's okay. It's all okay. All right, let's download this. Download. Yes, and actually I'm going to take this number off right there and save, and yes. Okay, there it is. So let's go back to the assignment again. Insert image from my drive. And let's see, there she is. Insert. Okay, so it's pretty big, way too big. Don't forget this assignment is supposed to be kind of like a bobblehead situation. So even though, I mean, that's a wide body, I'm actually going to shrink it this way and grow it taller. And I'm going to double click so I can get rid of some of this empty space. Enter. All right, there I am. There's my body. Now I'm going to insert my head. Whoops. Image drive. Where am I? There I am. Insert. Okay, and see all that empty space around me? I double clicked, so I'm gonna get rid of all that empty space because it's really hard to work with if you have too much of that empty space around you. So remember, we double click. All right, so there I am. I'm a little big, and yes, it is supposed to be like a bobblehead. I know I said that, but that's still really big. And that's still probably a little bit big. Now, but I actually don't like how bright I am. So with me selected, with me selected, I am going to adjust my contrast and maybe make me a little bit more, a little brighter. Okay, get me, oh there, and you can see my necklace. Okay, so there's me on top of the body. Now I need to add my name, and the name goes at the top, first and last name. Sometimes it makes more sense for your name to be on 2 lines instead of 1 line for readability purposes. So if I was doing my first name, I can't type Anastasia, so I would do 2 lines, highlight, center it, bold it, maybe make it bigger, stretch this a little wider, and put it up there where it stands out. Now the background to me is still a little bit too bright, so I'm going to grab it. If I can grab it, I'm grabbing the border right now. Trying to get the background, and all I keep grabbing is the border. So there's the background. There, take the background a little bit lighter. Put this back in. Okay. All right, so I have the background that represents me, the body represents me, so I still need 3 more things. So let's go out here and find something else that represents me. Here, let's grab this cat. My cat does not look like that, but I actually have 2 cats, but oh my gosh, look at that cat. Part of what I want to do is find, okay, this one looks more like mine. I want to find one that the remove.bg website is going to successfully be able to remove the background for or on, and one that I can actually use well in my art ID card. So I think the one I'm going to use right now should work just fine. All right, where did that lovely cat go? Okay, hello, kitty. We'll download her and go back to the assignment. Insert image. Let's go back to our drive. Hello, kitty. Oh my gosh, that kitty's really big. Oops, I grabbed the wrong kitty. Did you see that? I grabbed the one that didn't have the background removed. That's the one I want. Okay, that kitty is as big as me. Let's double click it, and remember that way we can get rid of some of this negative space. Can't do much more over there because I'll cut off her tail or his tail. All right, return or hit enter. Grab a corner, resize the kitty. Hello, kitty. All right, there is the kitty. Now, kitty's tail goes off the edge of the card, so we're just going to cut the tail off. I'm sorry, kitty. Okay, there's my kitty. All right, so now I've got one thing, two things, three things. Still need two more things, right? Okay, background, 1, 2, 3. All right. Well, I do like flowers. So let's go with maybe something like this. Right click, save image as. Actually, I'm not going to use this one. See how it's an AVIF right here? Hold on, let me see if I can highlight this for you. Oh, I cannot. Right here, AVIF. You don't want to use an AVIF. That's not going to work so well. Let's try this one. Right click, save image as JPEG. This will work. Okay, back to remove.bg. Upload image. Where are those sunflowers? Okay. Nice. We are chugging along here. Moving a little quicker. Insert image from the drive. And it's got to wait till it populates. There we go. Okay, here's my sunflowers. Again, grab the corner, drag it smaller. Okay, here's my sunflowers. And we'll just put those on the floor next to me. Oh my gosh, they're bigger than the kitty. That's okay, there, we made them smaller. Okay, background is the first thing, then the body. There's 2, there's 3, there's 4. Let's grab one more thing. Oh my gosh, I have a great idea. Oh my gosh. I don't know if this is gonna work, but hey, let's try it. What do we have to lose? Right click, save image as. This is so silly. All right, let's try the tiara. Oh my gosh. How goofy. All right, back to this. Insert image. Drive. That's the one with the background. We gotta wait for a second. I think I'm clicking too fast. There we go. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. It's too big. Oh my gosh, that's cuckoo. All right, so do you see how it's blocking my name? I need to send it behind my name. So I'm going to right click it, order, and I can send it backwards. Okay, but now if you look and see what happened, it's behind my head. And so that's not good. The easiest thing to do, if I control Z, let's undo it. I'm going to move it to the side for just a second, and I want to grab my name, and I'm going to right click on my name and bring my name to the front. That's the easiest thing to do. Okay. If you think about all of the elements that are on your card are like a stack of papers on your desk, and you can fiddle with them, reshuffling them one higher, one lower, so that they all kind of make sense. The last thing I want to do, I don't like this green here. It's not really matching anything. So I'm going to turn it probably more of this yellowish. I'm going to find a yellow that I want that matches more of um, it matches more of ooh, I actually know, I just want it, no, that's fine. I'll leave it like that. I wanted it to match more like the sunflowers. So, because that green just isn't really matching anything. So let's grab that. And what was it? Was it this one? Yeah. Okay. And I think that just about does it. I think those dots are a little bit dark, but hey, that's okay. All right. So once you have this, then you can go back to the assignment in Canvas and then go here, find your finished art ID card, wherever you put it. And oh my goodness, I'm not sure where I put my card, because guess what? I didn't put it. Let's see, is this it? Right there. Find your card, and then you're going to go ahead and click it, upload it to here, and then hit submit to your assignment. And then you'll get the confetti and you'll be all done. This will be saved to your drive, and you'll have it for in case you need to make changes. Every now and again, there's somebody that submits something and it requires a change, especially if the number is wrong or something like that. So don't trash it just quite yet. Hold on to it just in case you need to make a change. Okay, but go ahead and submit it. If you have questions, just inbox me in Canvas. Good luck with that.